The first one is an American artist called Chris Burden. He died a couple of years ago. He did most of his famous works was in the early 70s. If you go back to the early 70s in America, pretty much the same as it is today, except, of course, you've got the Vietnam War, the first war to be publicised and probably the last war where journalists were given absolute freedom, so people would probably be tuning in and considering it entertainment, and there would seem to be no editing or as to what the public saw. So people in America were getting pretty desensitised, and the fact that they get shot all the time, well, I'm not saying Americans get shot all the time, but there's a lot of shootings in America even at that time, and there was a lot of gunfights on TV. I mean, even Chris Burden, who was mostly doing like kind of a performance sculpture, looked at this and thought, being shot is as American as apple pie today. You know, he must have thought, what can he do to do art about this and to wake up people from their state of passivity about what's going on. So he thought, I know what I'll do, I'll
but there's
shot.
no... So the Chris Burden, he asked his marksman friend to shoot him.
What would you do? You know, you've got your friend comes up to you and you know, as you just said, the marksman friend, and he says, you know, I want you to shoot me for art. What are you going to... I mean, if I asked you, you know, Tom, can you come and shoot me for art? Would you'd be up for doing that? You'd be up for doing that?
Yeah, if I felt that the artwork was representative, I wouldn't want to do any damage to you, but I'd want to take part in your artwork.
So it actually comes today. He set it up in a gallery. I don't think it wasn't a public spectacle. It was a sort of closed gallery. A few friends were there, as you do, you know, for a shooting party. You only get your closest art friends around. Friend walks up to the line 15 feet away and points at a rifle loaded with a .22 caliber bullet. His friend did say that he pointed it slightly more to the left than he would have normally done if he was really wanting to shoot someone in the arm. In the end, it actually didn't just scratch his arm, it was a flesh wound. Chris Burden went white when it actually hit him. They had to go to hospital and they had to report it to the police. They actually told the police that it was an accident, but the police, of course, didn't believe it. But there's not much the police would bother to do about it. It became very famous, and he also bought TV slots and showed a lot of his artwork. I think he also showed Shoot, so this is the piece that made him quite famous.